All right, here we go. What sorts of food do you like eating most? Why?
I like to eat street foods because it's cheap and it has variety of range of, of types which I can choose and, and it tastes good.
Okay, all right. Who normally does the cooking at your home? In your home?
Mm, My mom usually like to cook dinner for us, but sometimes she feels tired, so we might deliver or order it from nearest restaurant to home.
Good. Do you watch cookery programs on TV? Why or why not?
Yes, I like to watch cookery programs, and I also like to watch uh, TV shows about cooking, such as MasterChef or Iron Chef.
Okay. In general, do you prefer eating out or eating at home?
Well, it depends. Sometimes I feel like to eat outside because I don't have to wash dishes or prepare the ingredients. But sometimes it's cheaper to just cook it at home.
Okay, all right. That was approximately 2 minutes, right? Excellent. I'm going to pause this recording now. Actually, no, I'll go ahead and give you the feedback from this. Okay, so you have learned very well, all right? The answers are very smooth. 1 and 2 sound a little slightly uncomfortable for you to get out, but as you started rolling into it, it was nice. The length is perfect. Your transitions are nice. Their paraphrasal is natural. Paraphrasal, putting it into your own words is natural. Right now, for part 1, I would put you at the 6 band, possibly 7 if the guy really likes you. Okay? All right. Okay, moving on here. All right. Remember, it's only about 10 minutes of your life, right? 10 minutes plus minus 2 minutes, right? Maybe 3. All right, here we go. You have about 60 seconds to prepare for this. Describe a competition, ergo TV, college or work, college/work, sports competition that you took part in. You should say, and then you know about this stuff here. You don't have to follow it, but it can help you.
Okay.
All right, cool. Okay.
Okay, let's start now.
Yep.
60 seconds.
Yep. Ten seconds to go. All right, let's do it. Describe a competition that you took part in.
Okay, last week I was recently joined a competition about the robot. The aim of this race is to make the robot drive by itself on the path, which is a small road. This is the thing that I haven't done before in my life to make the machine learn and drive by itself. I found this event on my university Facebook page, and I don't hesitate to join this event. I want to learn new things and how to train the robot as make it uh, make it drive itself as human. So after I joined it, I learned a lot of things. I learned and I know how to program it. And And after that, I try to program the robot as I learn and experience. And we have a race. We had a race at the event. Many people program their robot to program the robot as they want to, but and race each other. The criteria for this race is to make the robot complete the circuit as fast as possible. But unfortunately, I didn't won any prize at all. But I learned a lot from this event, and I think it worth for me to join.
Okay, all right, that was about 2 minutes flat, right? 120 seconds. Okay, dude.
That is not my best.
That's okay. Okay, let's see here. I'll still keep on recording the feedback here, all right? So for me, that's gonna be a hard 6 too, right? And 6 is the minimum that you need in each category. That's correct, right? Okay. Okay, all right, I'll tell you why it's a hard 6, okay? There is not enough time for me to show you all the examples, so I'll just have to explain, okay? There is, let's imagine 2 YouTube videos, all right? 2 YouTube.
Yeah, I know why, but I think my problem is that I didn't structure my speaking.
No, you're overthinking it, bro. All right, it's the day before the test. Okay, all right, let me explain. Okay, this lady right here, she says that band-aid is that you just keep talking until the examiner stops you, and she's like hard sell stuff. Okay, all right. This lady here, she does keep on talking. It's really natural because her English is amazing. She seems to have spent a lot of time in the country, right? This lady right here is studying to be a data scientist, and all her answers are incredibly efficient, okay, to the point. And she also kind of laughs or gets a little bit uncomfortable when she realizes she has to talk for a little bit longer. So some of those things are very natural about your self-feedback, okay? Your feedback about yourself, okay? Now, yeah, of course it can be better, for sure, right? But right now, our goal is to pass, right? So here, right? Here, okay, it's that you are beyond the 5 band, right? Beyond the 5 band because it flowed the whole time. There was never really more than 2 or 3 seconds that you were not speaking. Okay, that's the real hardcore data point. Okay, overuse certain connectives and disclose markers. I did not hear you using certain words over and over and over again. Okay, so you have the range, dude. You have the range. Okay, here produces simple speech fluently, but more complex communication causes fluency problems. When you were explaining your complex thoughts, right? It was very understandable, you know, like when I was talking about, even when you're talking about this stuff here, it was all very layered, dude, right? It wasn't just black and white. It was this, A, B, and some support, boom, done, right? In this part here, it's that you went through the whole thing of being really lucky that you were in a robot competition, right? Some people weren't in any competitions, so that's lucky, right? Which is nice. The other one here is that even though I don't remember every single part of what you said, I can check the recording again. It's that I understand you went to a robot competition. I understand that you programmed it. I understand that you went through the whole thing of going through it, building it, experiencing certain things. I know that you didn't win anything. And I know that at the end, it was still good that you didn't win anything because you learned something from it. I'm not sure if I remember exactly what you learned, but it's clear, right? And all of those things were complex sentences, you see? And so that's why you are way beyond the 5 band. And if this motherfucker grades you at 5 or less, there's something wrong with him, not you, okay? Okay, all right, cool. So that would be the fluency and coherence. Fluency is how well can I understand you? And coherence is how clear are you, okay? Lexical resource, again, remember, is your choice of words. And so to summarize all of this is that your range is at the 6 band at least. 7 if you feel like you're more comfortable with the topic. Okay. Grammatical range, the complex sentences were there. In the beginning, there were a few errors. I'm just hoping that he doesn't pay attention to that too much. We do not have time to fix all of those, so you shouldn't even worry about it. Okay, you should not even worry about it. Pronunciation is fine, right? If your mask wasn't even there, it would be even clearer. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but then
You have to wear a mask. Damn it. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's okay. No problem. Yeah. Okay. I picked up a couple of other patterns, right? While I was observing you, is that you explaining the process is also a very natural thing that you do, right? Maybe this one is not true, right? Maybe what you see or the visualization is not there, or that's just going to be something that you're going to have to build, right? For this one here, what I do is I just straight up close my eyes and keep talking, right? And so like, let's say that the examiner is sitting there looking at me, I'm thinking about what I need to say, and then close your eyes a second and then try to picture what you're talking about and then move on, right? The other thing I noticed, another pattern inside here, was that you use a lot of gestures and hand movement to understand what you're saying, or no, to demonstrate what you're saying, right? Which could imply that you're kind of a tactile person like me, which is you learn by doing things with your hands, right? So what I say here with this one is unleash the beast, right? Unleash the beast. And it means just don't even care about what you're doing or if your arms are sweating or whatever. It's that you're not using the gesture to tell him something. You're using the gestures to organize your thoughts, which is something I do too, right? It makes sense to me. And maybe it makes sense to you, right? And this is going to be something that will also go beyond the IELTS test, right? Into your communication in work and moving forward in life, many different things, right? Your strengths here. This one may very well be stronger than this one. It's just you haven't hit the conscious competence with this one yet, right? This one here is unconscious competence, almost, right? And we're just gonna try to strengthen. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So now let's go into the discussion. Okay. All right. Going into the discussion here. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hit all of these points here. Okay. You know how to make conclusions very well. You're good to go. The only tip I have on the conclusions is that you have a few options. One is a summary. 2 is a reference to the future. 3 is a call to action. 4 would be what you said, which would be reflection. Right? Reflection. After I did all of this, I learned, right? That's a good reference to the future, call to action and reflection. Call to action. สนับสนุนโดย buy this now. Right? Come visit this place with me again sometime. Examiner, do you want to go out on the date with me? No, I'm just kidding. All right, call to action, right? Some kind of action. Reference to the future. Last one is reflection point, right? And I'd actually add one more on the other end, right? The last one there is going to be a comment on the alternative. Comment, yeah, alternative. Yeah, comments on the alternative. But that one's a little tricky, right? But I think you can handle it. It depends. It really does depend, right? Okay. The other tip that I have for this one here, I said it once, I'll say it again. Focus on your strengths. Okay. 2, remember, you don't have to follow all of this. Okay. It's that you see this part here. You have your natural flow, you have your planning, you did well with your planning, but don't feel limited by it and feel like you can get rid of it depending on wherever your story is going. Okay? Because the logic for this is that a long time ago, they just used to give you this and they realized that people taking the test were having a hard time. And then they added this to the card, right? And so adding that to the card helped people feel like they knew what they needed to talk about. But one unforeseen effect was that they felt limited by these points. Okay, clear. Okay. All right. Topic of discussion here. And area. You've learned PEA, yes? Okay. Yeah, this is going to be hard to find. It's okay. Stick with PEA. All right, stick with PEA. Yeah, there's another fancy one for Eric that's like got the acronym area, but it's okay. All right. Why are some sports fans so passionate?
Oh, I'm not a sport fan, but I think it is fun to follow your favorite team. And some people also enjoy playing sports. So if they follow some famous sport person, they may have some passion to make them more motivating.
To go there, right, or to attend. All right. Is there any violence at sporting events in your country?
Of course, it does sometimes, especially in football. Some football fans of its team of some team doesn't like the opposite team because sometimes the games are unfair. They like to like fight each other in order to have some I don't know what to say, but yeah, sometimes they have somebody.
Yeah. That's okay. This one, it's okay, dude, right? Like this one here is really hard to think about, like a violent event at a sports event in Thailand. It's a tough question, really. It's okay. All right. Should athletes be better role models? God, this question line is like crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I think actually most of the famous sport person need to have good role model in order to make children and children to follow them. And they should also encourage people to play sport.
God. What benefits do international sporting events bring?
First of all, it helps local teams to challenge, to have a challenge and race with other teams in different countries. And this also brings benefit to both countries as a term of relationship.
Wow. Okay. Wow. You mentioned the political stuff there too. Nice. Is it important for a country to win lots of medals?
People find out that in the sport events like the Olympics, it is better to win a lot of medals. But unfortunately, some countries might not be able to achieve it due to the different physical strength. So I believe that it might not be very important for a country to win a lot of medals.
And then let's go with this phrase here, but that's debatable. This is actually not a bad way to end these sentences, right? And end these answers here, right? You have everything that you said, right? And then go with, but that's debatable, right? And that's where you're showing you're reasonable, right? That you're a reasonable thinker, right? And I like using the word debatable, reasonable, because on a side point, like in a macro view of this word here, it's that it seems like almost everything in this world now is debatable when it shouldn't be. All right. The money professional sportsmen earn this is an old one, is significantly higher than the earning of other professionals. Is it justified? Is it fair?
I don't really know that professional sportmen earn higher than any professional field, any other professionals. But I believe that if the profession have profession in something, they could earn higher income. And I also believe that if someone willing to pay, this is also um, the fair thing that could happen.
Thank you. All right, and then you say finish with, but that's debatable.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is,
Okay, all right. Okay, now don't feel like the way you're feeling right now. Okay, all right. I'm telling you not to. All right, you gotta redirect. Yeah, you gotta redirect. I'm redirect in these points. It's really crucial in this point here because while you're sitting there doing that, I'm sitting here looking at the positives, right? And understanding that I cannot fix a lot of the negatives in the next 24 hours, right? And so what you should see here is that the first thing I see in the pattern of this one here, right, is that your logical mind comes up with your first thought, right? It's that there's some kind of unconfirmed data where you say like, well, I don't really know if professional sportsmen make more than other professionals, right? Because you're right, it's actually not true for time, right? Like I know a guy who's a pro FC player that I showed you earlier, and he's making like less than 30,000 baht a month, right? And so there are plenty of professionals making a lot more than that, right? And so I really liked that about that, right? And then you had a butt point, and then you had NIF point, right? And you're right. This is the part that this is the part where it got a little rocky, right? And the best thing I can tell you for that stuff here is that just try your best to go through it, man, right? And like if it's a really, really tricky question, do this process. What is my position? Why is this my position? And what do I think?
sorry again, please.
No problem. What is my position
My position.
on the question, right? So it's like you first said this part here, right? Well, I don't really know, right? Well, it's unconfirmed. And then after that, you would say that you pick this position and you say, in this case here, you actually have three positions possible, right? One is that I'm not really sure. B is that yes, it's true. And C would be is no, it's not true, right? So you went with A, so you did that naturally, right? After that, it's where you said, well, I believe this because, right? It's the justification for what you believe and your position. All right. And then the last part here is something you start with even in like this style here. I like, in my opinion, that's a very commonly used one. I like adding humble inside of there because that makes it new.
In my humble opinion.
Correct. Right. And it also makes you sound cool. And you could also use this after the test too. Right. Because people like it. Tell me. Right. People like humble people. But people don't like people trying to be humble. It's weird. It's complicated. Yeah. But it's where the flow here is that you got position, right? 2 is why P. And then 3 would be, what do I think about P? Right? And then P would be position, right? Why P? And then what do I think about this? Right? And then that's a nice little flow for a lot of these discussion points, right? Discussion points. Inside of here, this is where you can also address the other side. On the other hand, on the flip side of the coin, you know, that kind of basic stuff, you know? Let me see if I can give you 1 or 2 phrases for that. In retrospect, hindsight. We have the basic phrase, which is going to be on the other hand, which you know how to use. This is also a comment on the flip side. It's super common too. What's my favorite for this one here? And I'm trying to say the other side. On the other hand, the flip side. I like using alternatively. And this is still superior to these two. And why is it superior? Because every freaking person going into the test learns these, right? And you're trying to be different. Because even though the examiner is a monkey and has to follow their rules, Monkeys still do get bored, dude. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Okay. So in summary for this speaking section here, right? Okay. I think I'm gonna